Hey guys, welcome to episode number 3 of Talk Motoring Tuesdays. This is quite an historical event for us. We're actually broadcasting for the first time to you live with our new partners, Raceday TV. Raceday TV happened to approach me after my first episode that I put out on YouTube, and they're a great bunch of guys. Go have a look at their page, see what they're showing out. I mean, they do wonders for South African motorsports, and I'm super excited to be partnered up with them and going on this road together with them. Normally, we have for you our talk motoring on a Tuesday. We have our car of the week. Unfortunately, Haval did get back to me. Thank you to Haval for doing that. That was great. After seeing our review of the H1, we will be looking at the rest of their model range. But unfortunately, until lockdown, we're not going to be able to get any of their vehicles. So we will be doing a car of the week next week. It may not be Haval. It may be something else, depending on what's happening in terms of lockdown and the stages that's going forward. So it all depends on that, but we will definitely be doing a car of the week. But for the first time ever on Talk Motoring's history, we're going to be live streaming to you, Facebook and YouTube. And this week we're going to be chatting to Grant Mason from the Lamborghini Club South Africa. He's the chairman of the Lamborghini Club. We're talking about what they've been doing for communities around them and children's homes and some of the great things that they've done as a club, as the Lamborghini Car Club. After that, I'm going to be talking to Craig Eekhout in our motorsport section. Craig is doing another Soladarity E-race, the NEC Soladarity E-race tonight, his semi-finals tonight at 8 o'clock. So we're just going to have a quick chat to him before he heads into his race. So without further ado, let's go to Grant Mason and have a chat to him about his involvement with the Lamborghini Car Club. Grant, how's it, bud?
Hello, Carl. How are you?
Lekker, thanks, Selfman.
Hello, Carl. Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, bud. I've done a bit of brief scouring through your pages there on Lamborghini Car Club South Africa, and I've been fortunate enough to actually be on an event with you, and you guys are a great bunch of guys. So I'm super excited that you're one of my first interviews on our first ever live stream.
Thank you. Glad to have it.
Listen, Grant, do you just want to give us a little bit of a history and background on the Lamborghini Club and your involvement?
Yeah, sure, Carl. So a few years back, when Lamborghini was taken over by Imperial Collection from Investment Cars, the club fell flat, and there was no about four. And then a youngster called Nick Gunderson, he initiated the start of the club again, and it really was just a WhatsApp group of 7 or 8 owners, and they'd meet the odd weekends, take their cars out for a drive. Shortly after that, I bought my first Lamborghini in 2015, and then I joined the club and had a great time. I met some amazing people, and then Nick had opportunity to move abroad, so he then left the club, and it was up for grabs for somebody to run it. It wasn't really a basis of who would be chairman or anything like that. It was just, hey, I'll get going. So 5 years later, we've got an established club, 72 members. We've got a logo, a website. We travel abroad once a year. We go to the Lamborghini factory. We're friends of Lamborghini. We're approved by the factory as the official club in South Africa. And just a great guys and girls. Have you know, we have female members in the club, female owners, and they're lovely women, and they can pedal. Our club is a driver's club first and foremost.
Yeah, no, I've definitely noticed that. I was fortunate, like I said, fortunate enough to join you on one of your your motorsport vibed events. I took the mug there, going full Lamborghini mug, got the cap, the jersey, and the mug, not messing around.
And all the way in our blood.
I was very fortunate to join you on one of your events at the Swakorps kart circuit. Now everybody knows I've been a karter for many years, and I was definitely not the quickest out there. There's some definite members you've got there that can pedal properly.
Yeah, that's meant for us. They did a little Le Mans style racing, and guys died for it. They try to lose as much, and obviously, you know, the older you get, the heavier you are. So a lot of us are weighing a good 100 kilos. There we go. There was a picture of last year. I was lucky enough to be winning team, but as you can see, I weigh the other two by a good 30 kilos. So it was by no means my talent that we won. But good fun event.
No, they're a great bunch of guys. You were saying you guys do quite a few events and quite a few rallies. I had a look. I've been watching a YouTube channel. The guy's name is Lambros. And I actually had a look at one of his videos. There's a video of you guys doing the Cape Rally with Lambros. He actually came out to South Africa to join you guys for a rally. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the story goes, I'm on a world WhatsApp group with Lamborghini owners from all countries around the world. and we were busy putting together a rally here in South Africa. So I put it out to that group to say, guys, we live in an amazing country. The commission favors you to come out and have a look at what we have to offer. Who's interested? And immediately, Steve Cunningham, who is the Lambro Steve, he contacted me and he said him and James, who's known as Evil Mercy, make up. They said they want to come out. But now, obviously, they weren't going to bring their cars. They would just ride shotgun with a couple of us. So we had a week-long trip through the entire Cape, around 2,000 kilometers last year, August. They came out and they joined us, and each day they joined different guys' cars who never had passengers. And let me tell you, what a great bunch of guys. We've befriended them now. We've made them honorary members of our local club. They've invited us to go over there and spend some time with them in the States. And they blogged five videos on the blog rally, Southern Cape Rally. So go check them out, guys. It's Lambros on YouTube. You have to search a bit because it was August last year. There's 5 episodes about the Cape Rally, and they really bring the funny side of the rally to the front. They're characters. Really, they are huge characters. Yeah, so
no, it looked like a
funny
wonderful
story
event. It was awesome to see.
It was really cool. And a funny story I was going to say to you is my wife went to visit her sister in America last November, and all the way from Oklahoma to Denver just to go say hi and spend time with her. That's the kind of people that they are, they go out their way. And that's the culture we have in our club. Whether you have the cheapest Lambo or the most expensive Lamborghini, you're a brother. So we don't look down on you, we don't judge you, we don't measure by wealth. We actually measure by driving ability. That's what our club is about. And it's a brotherhood. If you're down and out at 4 o'clock in the morning, phone us. We'll be there for you. And that's what we have.
No, it's definitely a wonderful vibe. and like I said, the time that I spent with you guys, I rocked up in my 2-liter caddy and I didn't know quite what to expect, but they're very welcoming and a great bunch of dudes. So I thoroughly enjoyed my time with them. But, you were talking about the cars that you have in your club and we've got a few photos of them. Yours started out as a white car with standard rims. It's now got black rims with no bumper. And then all of a sudden it was in Gulf livery. What have you done to your car, Grant?
So I believe standard is boring. So the minute I got my car originally, I just put a wing on it and I changed the decals a little bit from white to black. I put the Italian stripes down the side. About 6 with the Gulf livery, and that was inspired by a car I raced in Gran Turismo. I took the photographs right out of the game. I sent it to our wrapping guys, Wrap My Ride, and I asked them to copy it, and they did. Then shortly after that, I did a bumper delete, which I picked off some, and I straight piped the car. So it made it a little bit quicker, a bit more responsive because it's about 50 or 55 kilograms lighter, and obviously the straight pipe is more HP. And then beginning of this year, I took the Gulf livery off. I then added a promotional artwork for the Daytona rally. I'm quite close to the guys from that rally, Mark Castell, who previously ran the Rogue Rally. He's now rebirthed that rally, and they're going to call it the Daytona Rally. It's to go ahead in September. So I've branded my car in promotion of that rally. It still looks pretty cool. It's not as striking as the Gulf livery, but it's quite cool. And post that, I've got a very nice idea I'm going to do. So I'll just stay posted for November this on new livery. Maybe a twin turbo.
No, exciting. Oh, 1,000 horsepower, similar to Lambro Steve there. They did that on their vlog as well. It was quite awesome to see.
Yeah.
I look forward to
look, it's all fun and games. Yeah, I look forward to fun and games with the. Thank you. Can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, it breaks up every now and again. Carry on.
I was saying, look, it's all fun and games when it comes to driving fast cars and belonging to a club. But there's got to be something that the club stands for and the club gives back, and that's a large part of our club events and giving back to less fortunate. So we've adopted a children's home in the east of Johannesburg. And in December, you'll see there were some photos that went around on our social media platforms where we all dressed as superheroes. It was quite actually white middle-aged men in spandex. And we went to children's home. We picked up the kiddies in our cars and we took them through the drive-through. Yeah. Have a look at Robin. He's the best. Fred. And listen, it was an amazing day. Absolutely amazing day. And so we picked up these kiddies. We took them through McDonald's. We then went back to the children's home and we listened to the story of the home and where the kids have come from. The sad story that there's zero funding from government. And the guys just poured their hearts out and they poured their wallets out. It was a very successful day. We managed to raise quite a lot of funds for the home. Some of the guys have adopted the home on a ongoing basis, whatever they can. I mean, I'm not going to get into financial amounts. It's irrelevant here. But whether you're giving a loaf of bread or you're giving 100 grand, you're giving. And it should never be measured. But the guys got on board quite heavily, which is very, very cool. So that's our little we've adopted and we take care of. And it's good. It's a good feeling to give back, because we're always taking. We always live a privileged life, and there's many people out there with less than we have.
No, great initiative, Grant. You mentioned something about your Gran Turismo golf car. We've got a few photos of your car, how it started when you bought it from the dealership, and has it changed. But you mentioned you raced a bit on the sim racing platform. Do you want to tell me more about what you're doing there with your sim racing? Is it something that the club does together as well?
Yes. So there's a lot of guys, older guys like myself, who still play Gran Turismo, play 18 on PlayStation. And in this whole lockdown period, there was a lot of e-racing coming up. You saw the likes of Leclerc racing against his other compatriots in the F1 esports series. So one day I was playing on my sim with my kids. And I thought, let me challenge Ferrari Club, CFAC. So I messaged Andrea, who's quite involved at CFAC, and I said, what do you think about two Lamborghini owners going head-to-head against two? And while we're at it, why don't we get two from Daytona? And then it just grew and grew and grew, and then we got all the other supercar clubs involved. We've already raced 2 races. The third race is taking place next week, Wednesday night. It is live streamed on Super SA YouTube channel. I can send you the link at a later stage. But yeah, so the criteria is you have to be a supercar owner and belong to a supercar club that you need to represent. And at the moment, we have 30 guys racing on this platform, between 10 drivers each. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So the first race we raced on the Nürburgring. The second race we raced around Spa, Belgium. And the third race we're doing the Le Mans track. What a fun.
How did you do in the first 2?
Well, the first race I finished third. I thought I was going to win that event, but I didn't put enough hours in. The guy won it 400 kilometers in practice, and it was well deserved. He walked away with the event. He qualified on pole, and he ran away with it. I was sitting in second until the third lap. Started the third lap, I crashed, dropped to third, and I maintained third. I did get fastest lap. I was quite happy about that. And that was in a GT4 Huracan with the exact same livery of my Golf Huracan. In race 2, we had to race GTs. So I rode the GT3 Huracan. And anybody who knows anything about GT Sport will know donkey to drive. Got zero handling, just like a normal car. Bad understeer. And I did okay. I finished 6 out of 10. I can't be upset with that because the car is terrible to drive. The third coming up, having a one make, the 919 Porsche Hybrid, the LMP1 car. And there the only difference is you change your liveries to obviously promote or support the club you drive for. And I think I got a good chance. Racing a lot of the guys this week. I've been in the top 3 all the time. But we'll see, anything can happen. There's a lot of competent drivers. Like I mentioned to you earlier, there's a lot of guys in supercars who race in real life, real cars, not like us or like Misha. One day when I'm big.
One day when we all grow up, we'll all be racing drivers. Good luck with your upcoming race. I know you've got an F1 race, E-race tonight, so good luck with that, and I hope you do well. But Grant, thanks so much for coming on the show with us and letting us know about the Lamborghini Club South Africa. Hopefully, there's a couple of Lamborghini owners listening to us and I'll get involved, and a few supercar drivers that are listening to us will get involved in your E-Series. But thanks again for chatting to us, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thanks some more, Colin. Thank you for the great show you guys are putting out there. I'll stream this on all of my platforms I'm on, and hopefully the guys give you guys a follow and watch it, We're to the couch and the TV for the next few months. So let's just get involved and support our communities. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Well, that was Grant Mason chatting to us about the Lamborghini Club South Africa and letting us know all the great things that they're doing and getting involved with around the country. It's quite nice to see it. It's not always the greatest sight to see middle-aged men in spandex, but I think the fact that they're doing it for a great cause makes it just all that better. So, lovely chat to Grant Mason. We're going to head into now our interview with Craig Eekhout, who's getting himself ready to go into the NEC Soladarity E-race semi-finals. Craig, how you doing there, buddy?
Hey, Kyle. How's it going, man?
It's always good.
It's good.
How's your preparations going for your E-race there, bud?
All good. We've got some bad news. The servers for ACC are down internationally at the moment, so we've actually got a slight delay. So we're just waiting now to hear if we'll be able to actually race tonight. So quite a disappointment, because obviously all the emotion and all the adrenaline's been pumping the whole day. I've been practicing a lot, and unfortunately internet issues seem to be the order of the day. But we're going to try again 7:45. Everyone's going to jump back on again and see if we can get into the game.
Yeah, we can see your rig there behind you waiting to load up. Same rig we had a look at obviously on Friday, your old school 1998 Windows steering wheel. How's that holding up for you? Still all right?
Yeah, it's still good. It makes a funny noise every now and then, so I'm just worried it's going to snap or something. But it's doing the job. A good worksman never blames his tools, so I guess it's turning the wheels of the front of the car, so it's working.
Yeah, stop pushing the gas pedal so hard, and maybe it'll last a bit longer. Now, you did the NEC, the original NEC Solidarity E-race. This is obviously the reboot. You originally did it in an Audi, you got it all set up, you got all comfortable, and now you're doing another race, but now you've got to drive another car. Is that by choice, or is it just something that they say you have to drive?
No, yeah, look, I mean, the first round was at Kyalami. Obviously, everything was at Kyalami. So what they've done for the reboot series is they've actually got 4 semi-finals, all at different racetracks. So basically, my semi-final tonight is at Laguna Seca in the United States. And what we do is we actually just try out different cars and see which one is the best at each track. And for Laguna Seca, the Aston Martin seems to be the better car. So we've just been putting in a lot of effort, trying different setups, and so the Aston Martin seems to be the one to be in. The Porsche is also really quick, but a lot of the top guys are all in the Aston Martin.
The rest of your team has Rogue Racing?
Sorry, just repeat that, Kylie?
When you say we, do you mean we as the rest of the team, Rogue Racing?
Yeah, so we've got I've got my friend Zander Rutz and Devold Brummer. We all race karts together, part of Rogue Racing stable, and we've just been sharing data just to see if we can get quicker. And it's just amazing how detailed the game is, and it really makes a difference. It's probably the last second. A lot of it's your driving, obviously, but the last second to find is literally all in setup and tuning the car. So we've been working together just to try and get on a decent pace for all of us. Obviously, it's an individual event, so once the visor goes down, so to speak, it's every man for himself.
I see your helmet's on your shelf there. Are you actually putting it on and driving with it, or is it just, so to speak, visor down?
No, I'm going to use it. I mean, why not? You got to get close to the real thing. I was actually going to start the stream now with my helmet on. Yeah, exactly.
I would expect nothing less from you, Craig. Honestly, I wouldn't. Your current progress, though, you guys say you've been testing and putting a lot of. Do you actually get to see the leaderboard and see where the guys are?
Yeah, so basically what they do is they create practice servers so that we can all who's racing in the semi-final that you've been allocated to, we all together in a practice server. So we've been in there the whole day and chatting to the guys, having some banter, and yeah, so I'm still about a second off the real top guys. So it's going to be a lot of work to do, but it's a tricky track. You know Laguna Seca. I think a lot of our viewers do as well, with the infamous corkscrew. So I think the biggest thing is just to keep it on track. I think a lot of guys will be eager to push the car and might run wide or whatever. So just keep it on track, keep consistent, and hopefully we can get into the top 7.
Well, we had a brief chat earlier about where you qualified. You said you qualified 10th. Now, top 7, for those who are listening, the top 7, they take the semi-final and they take 4 semi-finals, whittle it down into a final. So there's obviously 7 from each semi-final going through. What do you think your chances are of making that top 7 there, Craig?
Well, I need to make up 3 places, so I'm hoping 3 people have a bad day. You never wish that upon your competitor, but I know Laguna Seca, and this whole afternoon I've been watching guys, put it in the wall through the corkscrew. So I'm hoping 3 of them at least who are in front of me do that. Obviously, we've got Alaric Enslin, who's won the entire event last time out at Kailami. He's in my heat, so obviously, he's probably pegged for the win. But if I can just make up those 3 places, keep it there, we through to tomorrow's final.
No, we're all very keen to watch that and see how well you go. But the tomorrow's final, where is that taking place? Have you got any more information on that, or is it still very hush-hush at the moment?
Oh, yeah. Big reveal happened yesterday. Everyone was kind of umming and ahhing where was the final going to be. So what they're doing is they're sticking to the international intercontinental GT calendar type of thing. And the only track really that we hadn't raced on was Bathurst in Australia. So that's where the final will be tomorrow. And we're looking forward to that. I haven't even practiced there because I'm too scared of the mountain. So, but we'll see. Let's one step at a time. Let's get through tonight and see what we can do.
Yeah, probably one of the most iconic circuits worldwide, and definitely in terms of GT racing and the supercar series. Now they picked Laguna Seca as a hard circuit, and now all of a sudden we go for a final at Bathurst just to make it even harder. But your current involvement in the Solidarity, the NEC, are we going to have more events going forward, or is it just kind of playing it by ear at the moment?
Look, I think the success has been, mostly linked to obviously us all being in lockdown. I think that's played a huge part in it. But what that's done is actually put the spotlight on e-racing, which has, always struggled to kind of really gain traction amongst real diehard motorsport fans, just because it's not really seen as real motorsport. But let me tell you, once you're in the game and once you start trying to get fast, it's just like the real thing. So hopefully, once this gains traction, once we're all out of lockdown, the following for esports actually starts to grow and continue to be watched by a lot of motorsport fans, because it's good racing, and you can do it on your sofa, and it's like real motorsport while we're in lockdown. So hopefully it grows.
Yeah, look, everybody talks about the cost of motorsport and the cost of getting involved. I think this is probably the lowest cost way of getting involved in any sort of motorsport without having to actually visit a circuit and put the money down. So hopefully it does grow from that vein. I want to see it grow from that vein, and I think it's a great form of motorsport. I've watched some of the... Sorry, guys, excuse me. Lost my mind there for a second. I've watched some of the racing myself, and I honestly feel like I'm watching the real thing. I've done commentary for a lot of events, and to watch it live and watch the events and watch the racing, I feel like I'm there, and I feel like I'm watching the real thing. So really a good form of motorsport to get involved in, especially during lockdown. So Craig, we're going to be watching you with bated breath. Hopefully you make that top 7 we see in the final, and we can chat to you about your final going into Bathurst.
Yeah, hopefully, man. If in doubt, flat out.
If in doubt, flat out. So good luck, my mate, and we'll chat to you again afterwards.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all you viewers for watching and supporting the Solidarity E-race as well. Come tune in. It's on the YouTube channels. Just search Solidarity E-race. It's something to watch tonight. It's really, really entertaining. So yeah, thanks for having me, Carl.
Right, that brings our chats to a close throughout our episode 3 of Talk Motoring, our first ever live stream of Talk Motoring. Thank you very much to Raceday TV for helping me put this together. And thanks again to Grant Mason from the Lamborghini Owners Club South Africa, and Craig Eekhout, giving us a bit of a brief history of what they're doing and what they're getting up to. And hopefully we see Craig make it into the top 7 and we can have a chat to him about his preparations for the final at Bathurst. So for tonight, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. There'll be more to follow on our Facebook page about Fan Day Friday and what we'll be doing in the coming weeks with Talk Motoring and what we will be looking at going forward. So have a wonderful evening, guys, and thanks for tuning in.